You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Worlds apart. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Prince William was in New York earlier this week, see parts pass him, as Harry's wife sought to upstage him, and failed. But it also, with Prince William's visit, provides a useful opportunity to see how he and the Sussexes are worlds apart. This has been highlighted by the international news. As commented by the enigmatically named Web Desk, Prince William escapes car chase in NYC, unlike attention-seeking Harry and Harry's wife. Prince William touched down at Newark Airport on Monday, as he quietly made his entrance without any fanfare, and paparazzi to start a car chase. Naturally, this is a sarcastic nod towards the near-catastrophic car chase that took place in mid-May, where Harry's wife, in an attempt once again to draw attention to herself by way of garnering fuel and asserting control over the media and the viewership and the readership, concocted the most preposterous car chase ever known to man. This really was a moment where she showed how ridiculous she is, both in labelling it as near catastrophic and then being contradicted by the taxi driver, by the New York police and the New York mayor. It made her look a complete idiot. Many people already knew that she was one, but this solidified that and allowed other people to realise what the dickens is she going on about. But contrast the fact that when she turns up in New York, she has to turn it into a song and dance. She has to try and create some kind of chaos in order to generate interest in her, because otherwise people aren't particularly bothered about her. In her world, she needs to create this chaos and this drama because she needs to ensure that all eyes are on her, because subconsciously it affords her the control and fuel that is so important to her, although she doesn't recognise this to be the case. She just thinks that it happens, that, oh goodness me, we were chased and how awful it was, and her narcissism tells her that it was near catastrophic. Of course, we all saw the self-satisfied Cheshire Cat grin, the narcissist smirk as she sat in the back of the taxi between anxious Harry and dutiful Doria. That smirking, smug face as she drew in all of the fuel, revelling in the chaos that had been generated, principally, though, in her own mind. But it shows that she's such a wannabe, that she's and never was, that she has to try and do these things because Prince William doesn't have to make any fanfare. He doesn't have to try and trigger a paparazzi chase. He poses for the photographs, and because he is truly royal, he's used to it. He doesn't need a song and dance for two reasons. One, he's not a narcissist, he's a normal. And two, he's well versed in more statesman-like behaviour compared to the grasping activity of Harry's wife and her captive Harry. Naturally, the press have picked up on this and have highlighted the stately behaviour of Prince William to contrast with that of the grasping wannabe that is Harry's wife. The royal appeared to have garnered praise from keen royal watchers who compared the stark contrast in Prince of Wales's appearance in the Big Apple with the one Prince Harry and Harry's wife made back in May. One royal watcher took to X, formerly Twitter. I wonder how long people are going to write formerly Twitter next to that. To note a stark difference in the two appearances. The way Prince William arrived quietly with other UK politicians and is already holding meetings at the Plaza, they stated. And not one car chase has happened. Not one paparazzi had caught him. Not one picture has escaped. It is the confident class old money displays that separates it from parvenus and attention-seeking nobodies. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex sparked quite the controversy as their rep described the couple being involved in a near-catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi, following them for more than 2 hours in a relentless pursuit. The incident occurred when the couple was returning to their place of stay in New York with Doria Ragland after Harry's wife was honoured with a Bought Women of Vision award. The couple received heat for exaggerating the events by TV personalities and commentators, and even dubbed the incident as a publicity stunt at the time, although the spokesperson refuted the claims in a following statement to the New York Times. Thus it can be seen that Prince William is worlds apart from Harry's wife. I'm sure he's delighted that that's the case. It demonstrates the need of the narcissist to create that chaotic environment in the pursuit of the prime aims, to fabricate what has happened, to embellish and exaggerate. With William, he just gets on with it. Now, if you were to put this to Harry's wife, to say, look at the difference. Do you see how William has behaved? Do you see how there's no brouhaha? Do you see how he is respected? Why don't you behave like that? People would perhaps start to like you more. They might even start to give you some respect if you just turned up and went about things. They may well be reported, some of it may not. But there's no chaos, there's no drama, there's no excitement. William arrives, it's reported on, he's respected, he leaves. He achieves, he gets publicity, and it's all done without chaotic drama. How about you do that? Harry's wife will not accept that that's the case. Her narcissism will immediately jump to her defence to deal with that threat to control that's been posed by such a suggestion. She would either say, well, I can't help it that I'm so popular and that he's not, meaning Prince William. Just because the paparazzi are interested in me and not him, what can I do about it? It's not as if I tip them off as to where I am, which of course would be a bold-faced lie, but nevertheless it's one that she could probably issue because of her compartmentalization. She would dismiss the threat to control by suggesting that the reason that there isn't any excitement and brouhaha around William is that he's boring and not as popular as she is, and the typical escaping of accountability, namely, I can't help it. I can't help it if I'm popular. I can't help it if people want to see me. I can't help it if the paparazzi want photographs of me. I'm the new Diana, didn't you know? Thus, she's incapable of accepting that the alternative method utilised by William is far more appropriate. And it's another example of the way that her particular style of narcissism causes her to cut off her nose to spite her face. Although it's probably too far gone now, given what she has done in the past, at an earlier juncture, if she'd adopted an alternative way of approaching events such as this, it might have gone some way to salvaging a degree of respectability for her. As I state, it's too late now. But even if you were to point this out to her, and it's clearly on the face of it a much better approach for her, she'll reject it. Why? Because you're suggesting that what she does already isn't effective and isn't appropriate. And she, of course, always knows best. Thus, she will reject these suggestions, driven, as always, by her narcissism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.